all girls start out as a casual fling. If she wants more, she'll stick around. And then you had a comment. Sometimes I turn to my wife and say, hey, how's that non-serious fling we started working out for you?
Exactly.
Fort Worth pulls this one too.
And this is why when you see girls, like especially like where they've like been pumped and dumped and they've been dating for 10 years.
Yeah.
They go, no hookups, relationship first. They're putting, you read it and you're like, what is off about this?
Yeah.
Because intuitively that everything, it's sex first, then relationship, maybe.
Yeah.
The sex always comes first. Most people don't even really know each other that well.
No.
Before they start hooking up, because that natural attraction is there. And then the relationship develops if the ingredients are right.
Yeah.
That chemical soup. But that's one thing that I think throws men off when they read these, or girls will like, hey, I want to, they want to get to know you. But it's what she's saying, because what she's found is she slept with a bunch of guys and none of them have actually panned out to be anything.
Right.
And a lot of that's just literally like rolling the dice.
Yeah.
It's nothing on her. It's that the 15, 20, 30 guys, not a single one of them was really looking for anything serious.
Right.
Guys have to be kind of convinced. Wouldn't you say? I mean, very rarely. I've actually had girls that were like clients, like met a guy in their 30s and he had decided that morning that he was going to get married and have kids. He had already been playing around long enough. And so he was dating with a purpose.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much luck of the draw.
Yeah.
It'll be 1 in a million guys. But that's the
and
real.
Most girls don't then appreciate.
No. It's just like if you show up talking about sex and she shows up talking about relationship. I mean, a guy talking or a girl talking about sex first is off. Something's usually off.
Yeah.
And if a guy shows up, starts talking about relationships first, it's off.
Yeah.
The girl will becomes just like you would be suspect of a girl that's like overly sexual.
Right.
Like right off the bat, you're like, okay, I'm having fun, but how many guys has she done this with?
Right.
The women think the same thing. They think low value when you lead with a relationship. Your relationship offers are what you have. Your commitment is the most valuable thing to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it throws the dynamics off. But do not bother trying to explain this to women. If a girl's like trying to slow you down and commitment first, you need to just go ahead and cut her loose.
Yeah.
Because it's sex first, then relationship, maybe.
Right.
So
right.
Tell what happens. What are the things that guys do girls will sniff out as like, this guy's like overly pushy for a girlfriend?
Well, okay, so back when I was single, like a long time ago, I remember there were several guys who it would either be like, oh my God, marry me. Like, I mean, literally just in the middle of a conversation. Or, it would be like, well, when we, when literally they would say, well, when we get married or when we're married, da da da.
Right.
Which is what girls want to hear 2 years in. It's not what they want to hear 2 days in.
Very interesting.
2 hours.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I've heard of girlfriends who were like single moms going through a divorce, and the guy would be like, on the first date, be like offering to pay for her divorce.
Oh, yeah.
Things like this, like, you guys are just like leading with this so often that it's a super huge turnoff. Because again, less is more. We want to have to chase you a little bit. We want to
earn it.
Yeah. A guy who's like leading from the front going, I'm looking for a wife. I'm looking for a wife. It's like, I'm going to need to call my convict ex-boyfriend.
Right.
Like,
And I think guys, especially more blue pill, it's kind of romantic. You know, the fast marriage or the fast, and and they do get kind of swept up in their attraction to the girl.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not always mutual.
Yeah.
And game is very much where you're circumspect and you kind of hold back and let her chase. And the thing that most guys don't realize is like girls enjoy chasing men. That's their highest value. That's when they enjoy life most, is when they're chasing a high value man that has some attainment availability.
Yeah.
You know. But Buddy has a good, I mean, every guy at some point has probably been, other than the cold players, has been guilty of like moving too fast too soon. So just remember though, is that when you start seeing these like relationships first or serious only, and I can't even remember some of the other phrases girls will use.
Right.
But
the no hookups kind of thing.
It's where she's already hooked up so many times and been disappointed by the outcome. But you keep in mind that once you guys get in the same room together, unless she's like dug her heels in and is determined to have it her way, which will not be pretty, it's going to be sex first. Yeah, sex first, then relationship, maybe. Most of the time, when you get a girl finally in the room together, they get on board.
Yeah,
the natural order of things begin. But if a girl forces it, and they'll try, you're in for a bad time. So it's better to just cut it short and walk out.
But I do want to say, I mean, because we also want to encourage people to have some fun out there. I mean, this response that you got on this tweet saying, sometimes I turn to my wife and say, hey, how's that non-serious fling we started?
Yeah.
It's good to do stuff like that. It's good to have fun in your relationship. I don't think that enough people take full advantage of continuing to play. Like, Fort Worth is always like, oh, we're just keeping it casual. We're just
keep it casual.
We're just keeping it casual. Just
after what, 7 years?
After 7 years,
just gonna
keep it casual.
We're just gonna see what happens.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. So, and we have a ton of fun with it, and I think it's an important element. It's just like the never stop teasing thing. Never stop teasing. Never stop having fun and kind of playing with the person that you're doing life with.
Yeah, there's a double whammy here. Yeah.
Okay, we've got